A warm welcome to all of you. Today's my presentation topic is concept of health and disease. Prerequisite of this presentation. As you all know that the health has evolved over the century as a concept ranging from personal concept to worldwide social goal and encompasses the overall quality of life of a person. है ना? So objective of today's presentation is to understand the concept evaluation of public health and the concept of prevention and control of various disease that causes human being discomfort. है ना? Now comes to the definition of health. According to WHO, health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, not merely absence of disease or infirmity, and ability to lead socially, ecological, productive life that is called health according to WHO, and is an idealistic goal rather than realistic proposition, and it does not regard health as a dynamic concept, but WHO recognizes it as a state. And now comes to the standard of living. As you all well aware about this standard of living, refers to usual scale of our expenditure, good we consume and service we enjoy. According to WHO, it includes income, occupation, standards of housing and sanitization, nutrition and level of provision, health, education and etc. service. And standard of living depends on per capita GNP, that is a national product. So now comes to the next slide. Now comes to the concept of public health. It was first defined by the Winslow in 1851 as a science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, promoting health efficiency through organized community measures such as control of infection, sanitization, health, education, and legislation, etc. Public health developed in England around middle of 19th century, and what are the important contribution in public health? I think you all well aware about that. The Hippocrates he is also known as the father of medicine and first true epidemiologist he was, and he wrote the one book that is called that is known as Air, Water, and Places. And you also know about the Susrut. Susrut wrote the Susruta Samhita book, and he also known as the father of plastic surgery and cosmetic surgery, and it is also known as, or he is also known as father of Indian surgery and pro-founder of theories in public health. What are the important theories that is contributed in public health? And so one that is well known, that is a germ theory of disease, and that is introduced by the Louis Pasteur, and a multifactorial causing disease, and that is introduced by the pattern of offer, and spontaneous generation theory, and that is produced by Aristotle. So similarly, they have various contribution on this public health platform. So now comes to the next slide. Now let's talk about the changing concept of public health till now. We can classify this changing concept into four different classes. There is a biomedical concept, ecological concept, psychological concept, and holistic concept. Holistic concept is a combination of all these three classes concept. So now let's talk about the biomedical concept. According to this concept, health has been viewed as a absence of disease. If one was free from disease, then the person recognized as a healthy one. This concept has the basis in the germs theory of disease, and the medical profession view the human body as a machine. Disease was causing or breaking down the machine. One of the doctor task is to correct the machine, or you can say that. Now comes to the ecological concept. According to this concept, health is viewed as a dynamic equilibrium between human being and environment. And disease is a cause of maladjustment of human organism to environment. And this concept raises two issues, that is called imperfect man and imperfect environment. And now comes to the psychological concept. According to this concept, health is not only biological, biomedical phenomena, but is influenced by the social, psychological, cultural, economical, and political factor of the person concerned. And similarly, now holistic concept. This holistic concept is a combination of all these, or you can say the synthesis of all above concept, and recognize the strength of social, economical, and political, environmental influence on health. And so now comes to the next slide. Let's talk about the evaluation of public health. In history, we can talk about during last 150 years, there have been two major revolution happened. First one is the industrial revolution, and second one is social revolution. In the industrial revolution, that is happened in 1830 and was associated with the discovery of steam power, rapid industrialization resulting concentration of wealth in the cities, and consequently people migrate from rural area to urban area. That result or that witness unorganized housing or expansion of people at the urban cities or cities, and often lead to the creation of urban slum, and these changes brought in their wake and more complex health problem in the rural as well as in urban area, which ultimately lead to development of the concept of public health. Now comes to the social revolution. It happened in around 1940 and during the Second World War. This revolution brought into the forces of concept of a well fair state, and it emphasized the total well-being of men and paying major attention to the forgotten majority of living in the village. It was aimed to fight the three enemies of men, and first is poverty, and the second was ignorance and ill health, and on common platform. And among the developing countries, India gave the lead from bringing about the total well-being of rural people by institution, the remarkable institute that is called Community Development Program in 1951, and advocate proof of community health measure adapted during Harappa civilization, Mohenjo-daro, and Mohenjo-daro that is happened in Harappa civilization, that come with the Lothar near Ambeda, that created soak pit and cesspool and underground drainage of water, and so it's a beneficial civilization that happened in India. Yes, data related to public health. I think you all were aware that the Human Development Index, and India has a Development Index 0.554, and it ranked in 136 out of 186 countries, and according to 2012 data. And the estimation or it include the various aspects of life, and life expectancy, I mean years of schooling and expected years of schooling, and combined education index, and per capita incomes. These are the various aspect that is included in the estimation of HDI, so you can also calculate this portion by the calculate by using this formula that is called actual value minus minimum value divided by maximum value minus minimum value. So you can use this formula for calculation of each dimension. Now, let's talk about the concept of prevention and control of disease. And there is so many level, and so in which we are going to study four different level of prevention. First is primordial level of prevention. Second one is primary level of prevention, and third one there is a secondary level of prevention. Fourth one there is tertiary prevention of level. So now let's talk about the primordial level of prevention. It is the prevention of emergence and development of risk factor in countries and population group in which they have not yet appear, and mode of intervention happen in this level of prevention, that is individual education and mass education, and this prevention is called best prevention of non-communicable disease, so you can use this prefer is very primary or early prevention that is acquired for the human being or community. Now let's talk about next level of prevention, that is primary. It is the action taken prior to the onset of action which remove the possibility that disease will ever occur. And what are the mode of intervention that happen in this level of prevention? That is the health promotion that include health education, environmental modification, changing of lifestyle behaviors, and specific protection like taking contraceptive vaccines, prophylactic medicines, and uh, And another level of prevention, that is a secondary level of prevention, that halts the progress of disease, and it's incipient, and prevent the complication. And what are the mode of intervention that happen in this level of prevention? That is early diagnosis, that happen through the blood serum or sputum examination. And another, there is a treatment that is including taking a DOTS and MLT, and etc. It also included that. Secondary level of prevention is applied when disease has possibly it set in, or it attempt to arrest the disease progress, or seek unrecognized disease, or treat it before reversibly, or reverse communicability of infectious disease. है ना? And various government program or health program that is happen in this level of prevention. And secondary prevention is you can say that this level of prevention is imperfect tool in control of transmission of disease. It is more expensive or less effective than compared to primary prevention of level. है ना? So it is an important level of prevention of disease like tuberculosis, leprosy, TSTD, that control in this level of prevention. And now let's talk about the tertiary level of prevention. It is applied when disease has advanced beyond early stages, and it aims to reduce or limit the impairment and disability minimization and suffering caused by the existing departures from good health. And what are the mode of intervention that happen in this phase of level, or this level of prevention? There is a limitation of disability that includes physiotherapy in poliomyelitis, and rehabilitation that happen through crutches in the poliomyelitis. And tertiary level of prevention signifies the intervention in the late pathogenesis stage, that is always used in late pathogenesis stage for to prevent particular disease or infectious disease. We can classify this progressive or infectious disease into different events, like accident, that is classified into disease, and loss of food, that is classified into it, impairment, cannot walk, that is classified into disability, and unemployed, or having all the things, and that is called a handicap. So now let's move to the next slide. Now let's talk about control of disease. You can control any infectious disease by taking surveillance on that particular their transmission, their progress. So what is surveillance? Surveillance is the ongoing systematic collection, analysis of data, and provision information which lead to action being taken to prevent or control particular disease and infectious disease. Usually one of the infectious nature. So surveillance is many types. So like passive surveillance, active surveillance, and genital surveillance. So what is passive surveillance? Passive surveillance is, suppose a patient with a fever coming on his own to primary healthcare center and community healthcare center and dispensary, private sector, and hospital. So the data is itself reported to the health system of physician or doctors. So this mood or this type of pathway is called passive surveillance. Similarly, active surveillance. In the active surveillance, the health system seek out actively the collection of data, goes out to the community to collect data. So, for example, health worker goes house to house every fortnight to detect fever cases and collect blood sample. So this kind of pathway or method is called active surveillance. And now let's talk about sentinel surveillance, the monitoring of rate of occurrence of specific condition to assess the stability or change in health level of population. So like suppose, for example, use of health practitioner to monitor trends of health event in a population. So it's a collection of entire regions data. So it's a city wise or district wise collection of data to take active, you can say, the sentinel surveillance, in which you just have to predict or to predict the trends of disease and whatever is going on in a particular community. So it is called a sentinel surveillance. For example, there is a national AIDS control program, which have a STD clinic, and any clinics are sentinel site to monitor it. So it's a kind of that thing. So You just have to collect the data of entire city or entire districts, so you just predict whether the which kind of infectious disease is trending on that particular community. So you can predict by taking this type of data. What are the difference between monitoring and surveillance? Monitoring is basically performance analysis of routine measurement aim to detect the changes in environment and health status of population. And surveillance is a continuous scrutiny of factors that determine the occurrence and distribution of disease and other condition of ill health. And another thing that is one time linear activity and continuous cycle of the surveillance, surveillance has a feedback system and a monitoring system doesn't have that, so it's a different that you can write it, in a similar way we can classify this control of disease into different categories like disease control, disease elimination, disease eradication. So now comes to the disease control is the it aim to reduce the incidence of disease and by taking various measure or to see to detect determine the level or transmission mode of a particular infectious disease. Other factor that is considered in disease control, that is duration of disease, effect of infection, and financial burden to the community. And similarly, disease elimination is a complete interruption of transmission of disease is defined geographical area, but the causative organism may be persistent in this case. So till now, India has eliminated three diseases. One is a guinea worm, and that is also called Dracula lesis, and leprosy, that is also eliminated from India. And next disease that is likely to be eliminated from India, that is poliomyelitis and neonatal tetanus and kala azar lymphatic filariasis. And similarly, this eradication is a complete extermination of organism, including their causative organism, from the root. So it exhibit all unknown phenomena, this eradication is globally term, it can be used only for the whole planet. So till now there is only one example, that is smallpox, that is eliminated from the world, so that is a example, and that's it for the today, and thank you.